It's day 8 of the video a day challenge. Today we're in the garden. I'm gonna be clearing out this corn patch right here. So let's get to it. Even though I've been gardening for years, this is the first time I've ever attempted to grow corn. There's a lot of things that I've done in my raised garden bed that aren't really conventional when it comes to growing corn. To start, my plants are way too close together. Normally you would have 4 plants per square foot, but I have about 8 plants per square foot. I have it this way because back in March I had an issue with squirrels digging up all the corn kernels every single time I planted them. Another thing you'll notice about my corn is that there's a ton of bug damage. Initially I planted corn and squash in this garden bed, but the bugs overran it and it killed all my squash plants. Today I'm taking out the corn because the corn has also been affected by a lot of bug damage. Even though I had a lot of bad bugs in my corn, the corn also attracted a lot of good bugs too. About every corn stalk had its own jumping spider living inside of it. And on top of that, all the ants on the corn brought a lot of aphids in. Aphids attract ladybugs and praying mantises because they're their #1 prey. Let's talk about why I'm pulling the corn out this season. Either my stalks look like this, where there's no ears, and then the bottoms are completely molded out, or I have corn that looks like this, molded out at the bottom, and then the ear is eaten, or falling apart, or rotting from the inside out. Every time I have an ear of corn that looks like this, there's an earwig that lives in the stalk. I don't know if you guys can see him down there. He's tucked away. A lot of my ears also have ant damage. Out of all of this corn here, this is my harvest. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ears of corn that have been directly damaged by earwigs. And then these ones here I pulled off. This one's fully sealed, but as you can see, there's ants on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 had ant damage. This one had not been opened up fully by an earwig, but you can see through the husk that it wasn't properly pollinated. And that's usually due to the ants. And then this was an extra ear I was gonna get off the plant, but it was stunted because this is what it was connected to. The rest of the corn that I left in the bed doesn't seem to have any bug damage on it, but I will be pulling these out as well just to see how good of a harvest we got. This is one of the ears of corn that I pulled off of the damaged plants. As you can see, there's some proper pollination here. And the cool thing about corn is when you're growing it, if you're growing 2 different varieties, the corn that grows inside the husk will be 2 different colors. I'm growing sweet corn and butter corn, and the butter corn is yellow and the sweet corn is white. Let's husk one of the good corn on camera. So this one's from a relatively healthy looking stalk. As you can see by the top of the corn, looks like we got improper pollination. But as we peel the husk back, you can see that the corn, even though at the top looked very unhealthy, is edible. This corn is edible. So I'll be having this for dinner tonight. Here's a couple more examples of improper pollination on the corn kernels. This could be due to multiple reasons. Reason number 1, the corn stalks being planted way too close together. There's not enough good airflow around the corn for the pollination to happen properly. Another reason for improper pollination could be due to the earwigs. Earwigs eat the corn silks that are coming out of the new corn ears. And once the corn silk has been detached from the kernel on the inside of the husk, it stops it from pollinating. This one's a perfect example of that. The corn towards the bottom should be pollinated before the corn around it is. And there's a lot of improper pollination throughout the entire stalk of corn. Another bug that gets to this is the ants. Ants are attracted to the sugars that are inside the corn kernels. So they'll crawl into the husks and eat the kernels inside of the husk before the corn is fully done developing. This causes the corn to mold over on the inside of the husk before the plant is fully viable. After I'm done pulling the rest of these corn stalks out of this garden bed, I will be piling them up in my extra empty garden bed to dry out for the rest of the season. After that, I'll be breaking them down into compost and using them as mulch next year in my garden beds. Let me know down in the comments how you like the gardening related videos. Me personally, I enjoy making them, so I'll probably be uploading a lot more of them. If you like the videos I make, just make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow.